Welcome to the September 16, 2025 meeting of the Dover School Committee. My name is Goli Sapir and I call this meeting to order at 6:32 p.m. We are pleased to hold this open meeting at Dover Sherborne Middle School Library this evening and are also live streaming with DSCTV. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. First on our agenda this evening is community comments. We have provided a Zoom link for those who wish to make a comment, but for whom it is not possible or prefer to attend in person this evening. Any comments on Zoom? No community comments. We're going to move on to our next item on the agenda, which is superintendent comments. Superintendent McCoy.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I will be brief because I had quite extensive update last weekend. But again, congratulations to the Chickering family for a great opening of school. It takes a village, including parents and volunteers. So congratulations. Things are off and running and smooth sailing so far. I've had a chance twice already to visit classrooms at Chickering, including today, and I said I need to play the lottery because oftentimes I'll come and I'll see a couple, instructional lessons and then I hit a bunch of snacks. Today, I had all instruction. I had math, I had literacy, and science, which was a highlight because I'm a former science teacher. So
no snacks today.
No snacks, no food in the building. I think they knew I was coming. They said no snacks today. So it was wonderful. So thank you, Dr. Reineman, for letting me feel some joy and see the learning in action.
Our pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Data sweeps are underway, so we're already assessing our students in literacy and math and determining what they need in order to hit the ground running in this current school year. So no waiting there, and thanks to our coaches and our specialists and interventionists for leading that work. And just a reminder that tomorrow is our first early release day of the year. And open house is next Thursday, September 25th. So we're hopeful that many of our parents will be able to join us and get to know their children's teachers and a flavor for the building. Happy to take any questions or feedback. All right, that's it for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for Beth? No. Oh, hi, Sally. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, everybody. Sorry to join a few minutes late and virtually for my first one. I'm a delinquent member here, but excited to be here virtually.
No worries. Thanks for joining us. Next item on our agenda is financial reports.
So your first report is your warrant report. It's 2 pages this month because you have everything that was approved for fiscal year 25 since you last met in June. And then you have everything that's been approved for fiscal year 26, since to July 1st up until September 3rd. Again, this details by fund the invoices that we have processed. So it gives you a little bit of insight. If you look at fiscal year 26, you can see that our capital project flooring was completed and has been paid for. And then you can see the other funds in which we process again. So again, we share this with you because you have one designated signer. This allows the whole committee to see what's being processed. And if you ever have any questions, we do keep copies of all the warrants at central office. And need I ask Jesse if we signed anything yet?
I was going to follow up offline. I've signed for this school year one batch.
Okay.
I've given them every piece of information that I own in terms of getting in touch with me.
Okay.
All my emails, all my phone numbers.
I haven't had time to check from our end. So
I've only received one. So
okay.
if they need a more...
Did you have a backlog of stuff?
There was a backlog.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
And I went up to date. This was probably 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And they said that they were going to be...
So we do every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you got up to that, we send warrants over to the town every 2 weeks.
Okay, so then we're probably pretty good, and I'm hopeful that we just get on a regular cadence.
Yep. So you should sort of see it every 2 weeks, and then you can sort of hold. You get payroll and AP, and it doesn't always coincide in the same 2 weeks.
Okay.
I think Dover might actually. So
if there's like a regular day every 2 weeks, then it would make sense for me to
so
go.
let me talk to the accountant and see if he has a better
system reaching out to me, because I do want to stay on top of it.
Yeah, because then you could just drop in and you don't need to be told.
It would be more helpful and
Okay.
it'd be easier for everyone. That would be great.
Okay, well, thank you. Your next report is, so we really just entered into fiscal year 26, right? We just did our first payroll last week. So typically what we do in September is bring forward to you your fiscal year 25 financial results, because we had a good idea of where we were when we met in June, but now we've closed out the books, we've paid everything. And so in your packet tonight is your status of appropriations as of June 30th. We tend to do a high-level summary for this report. If you want more detail, remember you can go back into the reports back in May, June, all the way back to get more detail. So this is high level. We operated really at our budget. Did we operate with everything in the line items we thought? No, but there were some staffing changes that we explained during the year. We saw some increases with the Connections program moving into Chickering for the first time. But literally we had enough money in salaries to pay whatever we needed for salaries, and we had enough money in our expenditures to cover our expenditures. So I think this is the smallest I've ever, but $12,000 was really our in-district amount that we did not spend that had been appropriated. And as you know, we talked about out of district, we were over budget, but we weren't over budget beyond the circuit breaker. So we had funds to cover ourselves for that almost $900,000 that we were over. And if you see the bottom, we say our circuit breaker reimbursement was $1,240,000, and so we are turning back to the town for their free cash about $360,000. So there's some years where we turn back all of circuit breaker, but we have that as a cushion. And so we squeaked out with about $360,000 left before we would have had to go back to the town and request an increase in our budget, and they would have to figure out how they would accommodate that. I will tell you right now, we're going to be over budget in 26 because we purposely did that so that we would not gross up your budget. So don't be. So you remember we talked with them about not increasing. We knew we had enough circuit breaker. We had a little bump in circuit breaker. So about $500,000 we, in our normal process, we would have added to your fiscal year 26 budget, but we opted not to because we didn't want to over budget. So we already know we're going to be over budget, but everyone agrees that that was in the best interest of the taxpayers as far as not grossing up what they had to cover for fiscal year 26. So I'm just laying that out there so you're not surprised when you get your first report. We know we're going to be over budget in circuit breaker for 26. The other piece that you have in your packet is also your summary of the special revenue and revolving funds as of June 30th. And in that, these are funds that sit outside of the general fund that are under the purview of school committee. So your building fund, you see circuit breaker. So we did keep some circuit breaker this year. Typically we get that down to zero, but again, that gives us a little bit more cushion for this coming year. Food services has a nice surplus. We're sort of looking at that, and we just did similar work at Pine Hill. So as you know, the cafeteria at Chickering is not air conditioned. So we had always talked about when our HVACs in that area were up for replacement, we would have an engineering study done to see if there's a way we can either combine it with one of those HVACs or what's the best way to do it. I'm going to see if we can hold on to this food service money because this could be a source to help fund that HVAC. We just did that at Pine Hill. We were able to take $125,000 of their food service and put it towards the AC that we put into the cafeteria. So I think as long as we have a plan as to how to spend that money, because we are maintaining more than DESE allows, but if you have a plan on how you think you're going to spend the money, they'll let you sort of keep hold of it. So plant that thought in your head that that's sort of our thought process. Because as far as equipment and stuff, we've been purchasing that. So our biggest need would be if we could help support putting AC in that central space. So that's our thought process on that. Then you have gifts, preschool, and you now have a balance in your non-resident tuition. So keep in mind that is tuition and additional expenses that we are assessing the town of Sherburne for students in Sherburne to attend the Connections program at Chickering. So that is a nice little sort of nest egg as well. And I will tell you, in the past, what we've done with it in Sherburne is if there's something that comes up during the school year that we don't have in our budget, this is an opportunity for us to be able to have some funds that school committee has the discretion to spend. So we will keep watching that. You'll see expenditures because there are costs associated with those students that do get assessed, but then the base tuition that they pay is what we accumulate as a fund balance because we don't assess that cost to this fund for just the basic tuition. And then in the back, you have sort of the detail of your gifts, and you can sort of see the ins and outs of what we have going from various specific donors. And I'll just bring to your attention just the Hoops for Hyde. So there's still one more piece to do of that basketball court. We still have to do the screening. It just keeps getting sort of delayed a little bit, but they are sort of doing their main dedication. I think it's the third week of October. I'll make sure I share that with school committee in case you want to join in on that. But that's going to be a big event for them. And the exciting thing is I think they're morphing from sort of a informal sort of fundraising group into a formal 501c3. So that's really exciting to sort of see that take that next step. So great work for the family, and every time they're there, it brings joy to them to sort of see that memory of their son is continuing at a school that he loved to go to. So I think that actually gives me goosebumps to think about. So I think that is something just to keep in mind, and hopefully we'll get it finalized so it looks pretty. But I assume, Deb, that it's great to have that extra court.
Absolutely.
And for recess and just for the kids. So
And it gets some use in the afternoons now, even though it doesn't have lines on it yet. There's kids there playing. And
Yep. So it'll look even better when it gets professionally screened. And so they have been paying us as they've incurred the cost. So that's why you don't see, as you know, you approved up to $60,000 for this project. So when they expend, they give us the funds to cover it. And so we don't have the money sitting there because I just assume wait till they give us exactly what it cost. So when that happens, you've already approved it, but you'll see the revenue coming in and the expenses going out. So I'm hoping it probably won't be till next spring because there's timing that you have to do it with the weather. But hopefully I'll circle back with them and figure out what their thought process is on that.
May I interrupt? So screen, that just means painting the lines. That's
Yes.
all. So the hoops and everything are up?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's exciting.
And that's been up since it's been all last year. We did it last summer.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You have to let that. I've learned so much this too, but you have to. The asphalt has to cure, so that's the
Okay.
problem. They got going, and then they lost momentum when they waited for it to cure, and then the weather has to be a certain
Okay.
way to
Right.
be able to do the surfacing. So,
You can go on it now.
Okay.
oh yeah, you can go. Yeah, it just hasn't to put the paint surfacing on top
Okay.
has to be certain weather. So I think that's where we keep missing our windows.
What's the special education program and music donations? What does that go towards?
So over time, the various donors have given money. So if they had children in special ed, sometimes they donated money to the gift fund. So we,
As just like unrestricted for
but purpose was to do something for the special ed program.
Got
So
it.
not unrestricted in some, but sort of targeted as to what it should be used for. So sometimes we just had this come up at the region. We have some money sitting in a gift fund for special ed assistive technology, and something now has come up in the department where that is being triggered. So, if something comes up that we need and it's not in the budget, there's a little pool here for that. And I think this actually, the $2,400 has been around for a while. The Friends of Chickering Music, they used to have a group themselves, and when they disbanded, they gave the Dover School Committee the remainder funds that they had, but obviously that needs to be spent on the music program.
Got it.
Is there a need for that to continue, or is it?
I don't think, because I think that was just the manner because they were closing down and they had money and they wanted to give it back to the school. I think, Deb can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's so many avenues for the music department if they want to go beyond what we put in the operating budget through the PTO, other great, yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I don't think we're ever, if you look at our music, our array of equipment, I don't think we go with not getting what we need. And a lot of that is PTO funded some of those unique instruments that we've added to the repertoire. And then over time, we still have a little bit of unrestricted funds of money that has come in totally unrestricted to be gifted to the Dover School Committee.
Thank you, Dawn. Any more questions? All right, thank you. Moving on to the next item, discussion items. We don't have any discussion items for this meeting. We have 2 items for our on our action items. First is Chickering School Improvement Plan. Second read, Dr. Reineman.
Good evening, it's nice to see you all. Welcome back. The school improvement plan has not had any major changes. Since you saw it in June. We've refined a few of the details, worked with our partners at Pine Hill to shore up so that our goals 1 and 2 are very similar. 3, we're both doing our own thing, so it's an interesting piece where we are similar yet allowed to keep some of our uniqueness, so we appreciate that very much. Goal 1 is the continuing of the implementation of Reveal, calling it Reveal 2.0. So that second time through the curriculum when all of a sudden you kind of have an idea of where you're going, and now you can take the time to dive in, look a lot more at our project-based learning, using our manipulatives a lot more, and differentiating our instruction more so. So that was goal 1. Goal 2 is to look at how we use data across the school. Quite proud of how well Chickering uses data with our MTSS program, which we've talked about on other occasions. We're hoping to join in and look at some pre-K to 12 data analysis across the district, and looking forward to working with Denny as we develop that. Within that, building our capacity at grade level teams, looking at data within a grade level. For example, beginning of the year writing prompts are going on right now, looking at where our students are coming in, how we grade them, how we calibrate it with our inter-rater reliability across the grade. So we're looking at that work. And then goal 3 is looking at how we're using best practices at Chickering. So we are looking at our cross-grading vertical teams and then learning walks, so opportunities for teachers to visit other classrooms. We're actually going to launch our first one tomorrow morning. There's a chance to see what our other experts are doing. We found that some of the best teaching is actually right within our building, so we should be sharing that more among ourselves. So we're looking forward to doing that and increasing chances for collaboration across the building. There it is.
I love those learning
Thank you.
walks. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's really, and just inspiring. What a good point. You can learn so much from your colleagues.
I have the best job in the world. You have to see it all the time, and it's only fair shared, so that's it.
I think it's fun too to see where your kids are headed and the grades ahead and where
Yes.
they're coming from.
Yes.
So that you got a better idea of kind of the scaffolding. So it's exciting.
That's great. Any questions? Thank you. Thanks, Deb. Should we take? No? Okay. So, for after being heard from Dr. Reineman, I would like to, I wanted to get a vote on that for approval. So may I have a motion to approve the Chickering School Improvement Plan?
Kay Cook, so moved.
Thank you. Thank you. I need to get a roll call, right? 'Cause-
Yes. And if there's any discussion first.
Yeah. Any discussions? No. I'm going to get a roll call. Kevin Belke?
Aye, in favor.
Okay. Kate Cook?
Yes.
Jesse Hill?
Yes.
Goalie Stepher, yes. So motion moves unanimously. Next on our action items is appointment of METCO liaison to the school committee. So Sally Horner has shown interest to join our as a liaison to our Dover School Committee. Thanks, Sally, for joining us and volunteering for this role.
Yes, thank you for having me. Good evening, and thank you for welcoming me as the METCO liaison. I'm honored to serve, and I just look forward to supporting the students and families.
Thank you. Sally, I'm sorry, did I say your last name wrong?
That was my maiden name. My last name is Fernstein.
Bernstein, okay. With that said, I would like to, may I have a motion to appoint Sally Bernstein, right?
Correct.
As the liaison, medical liaison to our Dover School Committee. Do I have a motion?
Take up so much.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussions? Kevin Belkey,
In favor?
Kate Cook,
Yes.
Jesse Hall.
Yeah.
Goalie Super, yes. Motion moves unanimously. Thank you, Sally.
Thank you. Well,
Congratulations, Sally. And I'll reach out to you and we can have a chat. I can give you some background about the school committee and how it functions and answer any questions that you have.
thank you. I appreciate that. Look forward to it.
Thank you. All right, next on our agenda, consent items. First one is approval of minutes of our meeting in June 3rd of 2025, and also approval of joint meeting minutes of school committee on June 10th after the revision we made last time. I would be able to do both at the same time, right? Okay. So any questions about those two minutes? All right. May I have a motion to approve the Dover School Committee meeting from June 3rd and revised joint meeting minutes from June 10th of 2025?
Kate Cook, so moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Kevin Belkey,
Approve.
Kate Cook,
Yes.
Jesse Hall,
Yes.
Goalie Surfer, yes. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, everyone. Next on our agenda is informational items. We have our subcommittee assignments. Thank you all for volunteering on different roles. It is complete now. Everything is assigned to someone. And then also in our packet, we have Sherborne School Committee minutes from May 6th and Dover Sherborne Regional School Committee minutes from May 13th.
The only note I have is the change on the subcommittees that all do PTO instead of you, right?
Yes,
So
thank
that's-
you.
So, I guess we don't need to do anything about that, just change it on the document.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
Like we added to say Dover PTO. That's the real name. It should be Dover PTO.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't know if this is the right place, but can we at some point meet to talk about the planning for the negotiations, when they start and sort of the expectations for our presence?
Yes. Yep. Dawn and I are in the process of meeting with our attorney, and then we'll be reaching out to the 6 members who are serving on the team to start scheduling dates.
Okay, great.
Yeah, thank you. And just a note on the subcommittees, thank you in advance for your time. There's that whole middle section around personnel negotiation search committee. If those needs arise, we'll certainly reach out to you and we'll get organized, but otherwise you're just there and available should they come up. And the liaison positions such as Challenge Success, CPAC Wellness, I would recommend that if you are a liaison to any of those committees, you reach out to the person who is listed there and just say, I'm the liaison from the Dover School Committee. Please let me know if I can help you in any way. We discussed this at the last meeting. You don't feel like you have to need to attend every meeting. It's more that they can contact you if they have a question or concern or want you to bring something to the table. And certainly get on their email distribution list and read up so that you can report back to your school committee colleagues about what's happening in each of these areas.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about the task forces?
Sure. That's just
Does the sheriff's task force still exist?
it does. I get an email every once in a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if that comes up, Kevin, I'll let you know if there's going to be any meetings and you'll attend. It used to be an opportunity to discuss a long time ago how to support students and families, and now it's more topical around substance abuse or nicotine or whatever. So we'll certainly connect you, Kevin.
I'm on that one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that include school safety, or is that a separate committee?
We don't have a school committee based group that looks at that. We have school based and district based.
Okay.
But certainly if there's questions that come up or you're curious about, we'd be happy to present to, either have a conversation with you or present to the committee about any questions you have around school safety.
Cool. Thank you.
And communication is as needed. So when we were launching the website, a team came together to talk about what that would look like. When we were talking about Parent Square, rolling that out and getting feedback, we relied on that committee. So if we have a purpose and a need, we'll certainly convene.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So next item would be if you have anything for the October meeting that you would like to discuss.
So I have a proposal, which is Sherburne was supposed to meet at 6:30 on October 21st, which would have been after your 5:30 meeting. However, they had to move off of October 21st, which opens up the 6:30 slot on that day. If you prefer to meet at 6:30, if that's better for your family and work schedules. So you can either meet at 5:30 or 6:30.
Sorry, what date?
October 21st.
Both work for me, so I'm happy to go with the majority.
Kevin, do you have any preference for 5:30 versus 6:30?
I probably prefer 5:30, but it's not a strong preference.
Sally, how about you?
I
Anything?
can make anything work.
Okay.
I think 5:30 would be slightly preferred, but.
5:30 is great. Just want to make sure that you guys weren't like rushing.
Yeah. Sally, is 5:30 okay or?
5:30 does work for me, yeah.
So we'll stick with 5:30, okay?
Great.
And then we'll get home for bedtime.
All right. Okay, and if you have any items that you would like to discuss for October meeting, if you don't have anything right now, you can always reach out to.
I actually have two.
Yeah.
So the idea of safety is something that would be interesting. We talked about this a couple of years ago. I might even have just been through SAC, but when there were some questions about safety. But I think it's always top of mind, particularly given current events and sort of what's happened early this fall.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that we can do to point parents to sort of our protocols, or if it's worth having a conversation here, just think it's something that parents constantly think about and are worried about, and anything we can do to, make them a little bit more at ease. Whether it's just projecting the conversation in this forum, so we could always reference it if needed, or just maybe it's an email form. But I think that it's something that is very topical right now. And the other, and I'm not quite sure where the best form is, but it's the conversation that we were going to have over the summer about staffing. And
Yeah, did Diane reach back out to reschedule?
No.
No, okay, so I will have her do that. And we'll get that on the books too.
Okay.
Awesome, have that conversation, thank you for the reminder.
Thank you, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, so I think that we are ready for adjourn the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Okay, Cook, so moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do I need to do a roll call or?
Might as well.
Okay. Kevin?
Yes.
Kate? Yes. Jesse? Okay. Yes. So the meeting is adjourned at 7 p.m.